I'm literally not believing what I'm seeing in front of me right now. Hey dude. Yes, I'm better, thanks for asking. It's been a month now, yeah. I mean, where should I start? There's still too much to process, too much to say, too much to blame. Did I tell you about the clocks? When it happened, all of them froze. 6:07 p.m. Honestly, since then, nothing has been the same. You know, I ask myself every day, when will time start again? When will we finally live in a world of truth and of peace? How many more hits can we receive? How much longer can we remain positive? I don't know. All I know is, this is not a Netflix drama. This is real life. And we need to do something about it. These past few weeks, one question was asked everywhere in Beirut. Where were you when it happened? Let me tell you my own story. Okay, August 4th. I was editing at home, which is about 10 kilometers away from the port of Beirut. I was stressed about work, family, and deadlines. And then it happened. And literally nothing mattered anymore. Just like that, a nightmare had started. But I actually had no idea of how bad it was until I got to the streets. I just felt the earth moving and I thought it was an earthquake, but actually I think there's a bomb. I'm gonna go and see what happened. 10 minutes ago, there's been an explosion. We don't know what it is at all. Huge explosion. We saw some pictures on social media. This in the sky, that's smoke from the explosion. This is right in front of my house. This is what happened, and here too, everything broken down completely. I'm in the taxi with my brother and we're going close to where the explosion happened to see if some people need help and to just document the whole aftermath. I'm gonna try to get more information. All the windows of Beirut are fallen down, broken down completely, all of them. It's just mind-blowing. The radio is asking for people to donate blood. I'm literally not believing what I'm seeing in front of me right now. Everybody in the neighborhood is on the streets because all the windows exploded on their faces. I'm passing every day in all those places and seeing them right now, all broken. It's just unbelievable. It was so hard to process because I had so many questions. Where are my friends? Are they okay? Is there someone who's under the rubble, bleeding to death? How can I help? Who can I help? What is happening? Whose fault it is? Why did this happen? I had no answers and I was running around the city completely helpless, not knowing how to act. We're going around the whole buildings to see if our friends are good because we know a lot of people in the neighborhood. So hopefully everybody's fine. Then we'll be donating blood because friends are a priority now. Oh my God. This is the place of my friends. All of them were not in the rooms that were impacted. Chill, mec. This is insane. In a couple of seconds, the places where I had some of the best memories of my life were literally wiped out. I could have been here. It could have happened to me. I was so shocked that I didn't even dare to film everything consciously, so I just kept the camera rolling for most of the time. Destroyed houses, wrecked streets, damaged cars, blood everywhere, shards, rubble, fire alarms, shattered objects, sirens, ambulances, honks, injuries, smoke, confusion, anxiety, chaos, and suddenly I received some alarming news. I just received a message that it might be a bomb with chemicals, and basically we need to go as far as possible because it could have really bad effects for our lungs. So we're going. I still can't believe what just happened, honestly. It's just all just super surreal. We had to check on our friends. Most of them are fine. And we're gonna go to the hospital right now to donate blood. All night I didn't sleep. I simply couldn't. But I took a drastic decision. I decided to put everything on pause in my life and dedicate myself fully to the reconstruction of the city and the documentation of everything that was happening. I felt a desperate urge to help. So every day for the next 2 weeks, I went as close as possible to the explosion site to clean up the rubble, move stuff around, and spend time with some of the victims and some of my friends who were affected by the blast. I'm here with my boy Peter today, and we're going in the neighborhood where everything happened, and we're gonna be trying to help as much as possible the people in need. They said it was the third biggest explosion,
and you know what,
after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I still can't believe what happened. I mean, I don't know how to react. It was here's what happened. About 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate blew up. How? We still don't know. It had been kept in one of the warehouses of the port of Beirut for at least 6 years. And the Lebanese government knew all along. Why was it there? We don't know either. There's a lot of theories. But what we know for sure is that there's been around 200 deaths, 7,000 bad injuries, and 300,000 homeless people following the incident. The property damage is estimated to be around 10 to 15 billion US dollars. All those facts obviously are not 100% accurate, and honestly, I don't think we'll ever have the full version of the truth. But those facts can give you somewhat of an idea of the scale of destruction this time bomb has caused. Entire neighborhoods in ruins. Behind me there was all the cars driving by here. And when the explosion happened, all the cars are now like on the side of the road. And they're all completely wrecked. I met this guy. He was filming the fire in the port from his car less than 1 kilometer away when the explosion happened. His video became the most viral video of the explosion. He survived with 0 injuries despite his car being totally fucked. But others weren't that lucky. In all the cars around him, people either died or were badly injured. The baby chair, 2 babies, come on! Oh my god, dude.
So the wind and the pressure comes in and it squeezes the car from the inside.
And that happened to hundreds of cars around the port region. But at the time, most people were actually in their homes and they were impacted at an unimaginable scale. Literally every building of this part of the city is a wreckage. No more windows, no more doors, no more furniture. So many close friends of mine lost their houses and had to be relocated somehow. I can't imagine how traumatizing it must have been. The explosion happened right behind the camera. You can still see the smoke, it's crazy. And there's actually one of my friends who lives in this building, the black one. Thank God she's safe and her family too.
I was miraculously saved by my elevator. I accidentally pressed on the 16th floor and I live on the 15th, and my elevator opens up directly to my apartment, and my apartment is all glass. So if I hadn't pressed on the 16th, I would have arrived to my apartment directly. And the bomb exploded exactly when I was on the 15th floor getting to the 16th. Oh yeah, by the way, my building is the closest building from the explosion. It's the first one on the port. It's exactly on the port. The explosion happened there.
In the adjacent building, my other friend also survived the blast in an incredible way. So the explosion happened right over there,
Yeah.
and they were right here.
I was here sitting on the couch with my friend, and suddenly boom.
This is the video she shot at the moment of the blast. Fucking terrifying. I've been turning around the house and it's devastating. I'm gonna show you a bit. Thankfully there was no one on the bed right here. There was a huge metal plate and it arrived until here. You can still see the trace of it. People not only lost their homes, but also their inner peace, their health, their loved ones. A grandmother died under the rubble of her own furniture. A mother got squished by a huge rock in front of her 2 children while coming back from the beach. A father lost an eye. A young Marine officer died in agony from his wounds. A girl became disfigured for life. All these aren't random stories you hear on the news. They belong to people that I know, friends of mine. Their relatives. We've all been affected by the blast indirectly. The pain was shared. Thankfully, the Red Cross and the Civil Defense did an amazing job in saving thousands, but it was a horrible one too. 5 hospitals were really affected by the explosion and couldn't help any more victims enter. It was a butchery. انت وين كنت لما صار الانفجار؟
تحت ايدي التوتي. بس
الحمد لله عايش.
المعلم تبعنا مات، شلنا ناس نزلناه من فوق ميتة، الإجر مقطع، الراس مقطوشة.
ما لقيت إلا شيء دبك على الدرك قوية وقعد بالأرض. إجت علي صار يصرخوا سمير سمير. اصحى صريخ، العالم عم بتصرخ دخيل دخيل والعالم عم بتصرخ. أنا شو بقدر بعمل؟
Innocent people that had fought their entire lives for a better future. They lost everything. Their family, their houses. They were already jobless because of the economy. Even their savings were robbed in the midst of chaos by people that were even more desperate than them. But above all, they lost hope. At least that's what they said. But then they added, "You're the man with the camera. Go share the truth about what you saw, about what we saw. You have this responsibility. What happened is so unfair. This whole country has to change, and the only optimistic thought left is the awareness that non-biased storytellers can raise about the real problem, the government. Either changing minds or war." The real problem, the government. The worst part of this explosion was their lack of reaction, because it revealed so many truths for those who were willing to see. With all the atrocious consequences of their inactions, the government didn't provide any form of disaster relief in the first weeks after the explosion. And even during the protests of the following day, they were shooting tear gas and bullets at people. But then, when times couldn't get any darker in Lebanon, something truly exceptional happened. Despite the total lack of help from the government, hundreds of thousands of civilians took over the streets. No one had asked them anything. They were all volunteering out of sheer goodwill and compassion for the victims and helping each other without expecting anything in return. The streets were full of people, full of love, full of humor. In a weird way, catastrophes bring people together.
للبلدية عم تشتغل على الدولة، نحن الشعب اللبناني، أنا جاي من عكار، كرمال أهل بيروت.
كل فريق عمل تبع مواطن لبناني وكل المواطنين والمواطنات اللبنانيين يلي موزعين على كل شوارع لبنان يلي عم بيشتغلوا يعطيهم ألف عافية. اليوم كلنا تركنا بيوتنا يلي مخربة وقاعدين على الشارع لأنه هيدا this is our national duty. هيدا الدور تبعنا وهيدا اللي لازم نعمله هلا وبنساعد بعض لأنه اللبنانيين اليوم لبعض.
I'm walking around the streets and there's all Lebanese people on the streets trying to help, volunteering. Everyone on the streets with brooms, universities, NGOs, everybody, individuals, just going down and helping wherever they can. People from all backgrounds and ages were offering food, water, sweeping, cleaning, clearing, carrying, and all with one goal in mind, the reconstruction of their city, with smiles on their faces despite everything. Thank you.
We're all one family.
I saw many friends I haven't seen in years helping too. I received hundreds of messages from friends around the world wanting to support from abroad with donations. Right now we're at the house of the grandmother of one of my friends, and all of my friends from school are helping right now. Everybody, it's amazing. Even if most people said they were devastated, angry, and lost hope, their actions were contradictory. The power of survival and hope was bigger.
We're giving out free food for everyone that's working out and helping Jamaises.
عم نوزع أكل للعيال بالجيتاوي.
نحن جينا سكوت كشافة كرمال نساعد كل شيء.
Fourth day on the streets. Right now we're in a buggy and we're distributing water to the people in need. We just brought some pizzas for some inhabitants of this building. It was beautiful, but there was no structure to anything. It was raw solidarity within the chaos, from the people, for the people. But very quickly, many NGOs took over to fill this gap, including the incredible Base Camp.
The best thing that happened since the explosion is Base Camp. What's happening inside is super interesting.
A group of awesome NGOs combined their forces and knowledge to create Base Camp. Dedicated young professionals are working tirelessly every day for the greater good of their country. They're taking care of all the needs of the city in a very organized way, all while delegating the task to the volunteers in a balanced way.
هون الفولunteers management unit اللي بيصير فيها data collection تبع الvolunteers.
From prioritizing needs to managing volunteers, logistics, data collection, reconstruction, managing donations, mental health support, they basically replaced in a very qualified way the management team that was missing.
The first phase in Beit Nabetak is to rebuild 400 houses, and the next phase will be 600 houses.
Even foreign aid came helping in very effective ways from various countries and professional backgrounds. Rescuers, firefighters, doctors, food donors, the list continues. French President Emmanuel Macron was on the streets too, listening to the needs of the people. Everyone was crying out to him, imploring him not to give any money to the corrupted government and to try to help economically in other ways. I was too excited to climb and film the French president, and look what happened. All of us were out on the streets, except those who were supposed to and who caused the disaster.
Together we're stronger. We are the real government.
This is the Lebanon we all deserve. A Lebanon full of motivation and teamwork and good intentions. And we will keep on rebuilding Beirut. And it's amazing. But now what? Now because the topic isn't trending as much anymore, or that we are already working on solutions, that the real and initial problem went away. In the circumstances we're living in Lebanon right now, it doesn't really matter if the explosion happened on purpose or by accident. What matters is why this quantity of ammonium nitrate has been stored for 6 years in the port of Beirut with no security measures. What matters is what was going to be done with it and for what disgusting intentions. What matters is why Lebanon has the 3rd highest inflation rate in the world, 50% of businesses going bankrupt, about 50% of the population below poverty line, unemployment at 40%, the regular power cuts, all while having a refugee crisis, a garbage crisis, and a global pandemic. What matters is how, while Lebanese people are grieving, rebuilding the city, donating, opening home to victims, and protesting against all this craziness, some politicians are trying to buy destroyed houses and arresting protesters after shooting live bullets on them in front of my eyes. What matters is how even dogs are helping more than the government. What matters is how they stop foreign aid from going to the explosion site to save people still alive under the rubble and reject the carrying out of an international investigation. That's what matters. All of what I said matters. It's all a stupid game between political parties and their corrupted agendas, their hidden intentions, their lies, and no notion whatsoever of common good for the country or its people. It's so obvious that they're denying and taking no responsibility for what happened. And the funny thing is that that's what a government is for in theory, to be responsible for things. I'm not gonna start with politics because there's so many things I want to say, and if I get started, there's just too many details to get into, so I'm gonna be doing this in one of the next videos. But for now, I'm gonna say this. I've seen enough horrors not to speak out. If all of this isn't enough for us to see the truth, then what is? We need to hold accountable every person that's responsible for this explosion and for everything else that's happening with this country. Enough with this constant mental battle between hope and despair. Resilience is awesome, but it has some limits. If we keep on staying resilient, we're not gonna achieve anything. We can't keep on receiving stupid hits like this because some people, out of greed and mismanagement, are creating shit like that. It's not normal. Now everything seems hopeless, and it probably is for now. Harder times are coming, and things will get worse unless people decide to wake up and see the power they have to change things. We need to unite even more. Please, if this video can help you somehow, let it be a push for you to always seek the truth for yourself and remain open-minded to different opinions. In a more simple way, just completely stop being politically affiliated to the political parties that are currently running the country. We're responsible for the people we elect and we support, and we will be the protagonists of this change in our country. This destruction can breed creation if we unite even more. Remember what we accomplished while the government was screwing us over. We need to keep moving forward. We must continue fighting for our rights and for the truth. Like all man-made catastrophes, the Beirut explosion is a priceless reminder. A reminder about the importance of the truth above anything else. So let me finish off with a quote from the HBO series Chernobyl.
The truth doesn't care about our needs or wants. It doesn't care about our governments, our ideologies, our religions. It will lie in wait for all time. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?